Do you ever find yourself hitting the ball late, feeling squashed up at contact, feeling that you're rushed on the shot, feeling that you don't have any time to move around the ball and be in the right position? Hitting the ball late doesn't only affect the quality of the shot, but it also places a lot of stress on the wrist, the elbow and the shoulder. So over time, if you keep hitting the ball continuously late, it could lead to an injury. So not only is it producing a bad shot, but it's also giving you a high risk for an injury. So in this video, we're going to deal with how to hit the ball out in front and stop hitting the ball late. Hey guys, this is Simon here from Top Tennis Training, and I'm going to show you how to hit the ball out in front regardless of your forehand or backhand technique. Now the main reason that people hit the ball late is late racket preparation and late preparation for the stroke. So the first step to correcting this problem is actually watching the ball come off your opponent's strings. So when I'm setting up for the shot, I'm rallying with my opponent, or I'm playing a point with my opponent. The first thing that I need to do is when I'm in that ready position, I'm waiting, I have to be really aware of which side the ball is coming to firstly. So as my opponent makes contact, I'm really focusing on the contact point on my opponent, and I'm focusing on the ball flight the first 6 or 8 feet off their racket. Once I can focus in on that racket and that contact point on my opponent, the ball's flying off, I'm going to pick up much faster if it's a forehand, if it's a backhand, if it's going deep, if it's going short, if it's a fast ball, if it's a low ball, if it's a high ball. After I have that information, my brain can then process where I have to move to, how I have to move there, and also how fast I have to move there. Obviously, if the ball is really quick, I don't have time to just go nice and casually and prepare. I have to be really fast, I have to get to that ball, I have to set up, and I have to be ready prior to the bounce. So that is the first step, seeing the ball come off your opponent's strings. Once I see that, the next step is then, if it's a forehand, the first thing I want to do is turn my body side on. So if I'm moving to a wide forehand, I've done my split step, I'm turned now, I'm sideways onto the net, and now I'm running with normal running steps to the ball. If it's a really fast ball, I'm sprinting to that ball, but I'm moving to the ball side on. Now the other thing this does is it helps me with the racket preparation. So once I've turned my body, once I've done that unit turn, the preparation is easy. I just have to separate the arm and the racket, and then I can think about the forward part of the swing. That's basically what Federer's doing, what Nadal's doing, Djokovic, Murray, all the best players in the world. This is what they have. The early preparation with the body, with the unit turn, and with the racket. You won't see a tennis player waiting in this position until the ball passes the net, and then they'll start their preparation. It just doesn't happen. Once I reach this position, I can focus solely on coming through and hitting the ball out in front of me. If I'm still thinking about preparing while the ball's bounced, I'm probably going to be late. So I want to feel that my racket is set. Could be a forehand, could be a backhand, single-handed backhand, slice backhand, could be a volley. If I'm at the net and I see it's a forehand, I want to get my racket back ready so that I'm ready just to go to the contact point out there. If it's a return, same principle. I want to feel that my racket's ready to just go to contact point, to just go out here and find that ball. The main part of any stroke is always the contact point. So if my contact point is off, it doesn't matter how my stroke looks, it's not going to be a good shot. If everything I do is wrong in the preparation, I can do this and I still hit the ball at the contact point in a clean way, my stroke's going to be good. Now the next step is then tracking that ball off the bounce. So I've set up, I'm in this position, and I want to see the ball bouncing and rising up. This is a very important element. A lot of players, when the ball's bounced and rising, they take their eye off the ball just prior to contact. Now this will affect the quality of the shot. You might hit it off center, on the edge. You might completely miss the ball. I've seen players actually go from here, look up to where they want to hit the ball, and completely air the ball. Completely miss it. You want to feel that from this position, all you have to think about is the ball's rising, and now I'm reaching out to that contact point. Now in this position, I have the support of my whole body with that racket head. If I make contact on side of me, somewhere out here, late, there's nothing to support my racket beside my wrist and my arm. If I make contact out here, all my body is supporting that racket now. So I feel much more stable and that contact point is much cleaner out in front. And the last step is seeing the ball hit your strings. Focus should be on seeing the ball rise up to the strings. Even if you don't actually physically feel that you're seeing the contact point happen, your body is still aware of where the ball is. And then the ball's flying off your strings. Those are the two parts that you want to see. Ball rising up to the string and coming off. If you're watching the ball come up and rise off your racket, you've done a great job. Now another thing that you can try to really find that contact point out in front is to feel that you're reaching out to that ball. Feel that you're going to meet it. Don't wait for the ball to come towards you. Feel that when you're in that position, you're actually going out to meet the ball out in front. You're going out to reach the ball. Now a great way to practice this is by throwing yourself the ball. You're in that setup position, you drop the ball and you have to reach out to make contact with it. Throw the ball slightly in front of you. Actually try to throw the ball as far in front of you as you can, and you're still reaching out for that ball. So if I'm on the baseline, it's going to look like this. Now I'm not allowed to move with my body prior to the contact because I want to feel that I'm reaching out to that contact point with my racket. This is something that you'll see Federer doing so well. He'll be in that setup position and he's reaching out for the contact point way in front of his body. If you've ever watched Federer live and you've watched him from the side of the court, you'll notice how far in front Federer makes contact on his forehand. So the steps again. Number one, seeing where the ball is going. So reading the ball coming off your opponent's strings. Number two, the quick unit turn, the early preparation with the body. So depending on where you're going on the court, you're turning and facing that direction as quickly as you can. Number three, getting the racket back in a set position so that all you have to think about is coming forward. Number four, seeing the bounce on your side and the rise up to the strings. And number five, seeing that contact point on your shot. So those are the 5 steps to stop hitting the ball late. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you have, please click the like button. Also leave a comment. Which part of your tennis game do you struggle with the most? All the best, guys, and see you soon. Do you want maximum power on your serve? Well, if you're like most players, you could probably add around 20 miles per hour to your own serve using one trick. This trick is something most tennis players around the world overlook. Pro players, however, know this trick and use it to maximum effect when serving. It is the main power source for the serve, and we have just released a video that reveals this serve trick. To watch this video for free, click the link under this video right now.